I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Let's get ready to go. Jeremy Edwards, Vic Brown on the front row, Blake Viken and Patrick Pieper on the second row. Points leader Clay Kirchenbauer and Justin Swafford on the third row. Kirk Marble and Duke on the fourth row. Cody Kennedy, Colby Whipple round out your top 10. Edmund Jones, Dustin Slover 11th and 12th. DJ the Iceman Kenner in 13th. Brian Hewitt 14th. Tyler Ott in 15th. That guy starting in 16th. And Austin Ruskow starts in 17th. Hey, good evening, Mark. Drivers begin rolling out for the warm-up lap. Clay Kirchenbauer starts in 5th, currently locked in, the only driver currently locked in to the playoffs. Next week is the new Atlanta course. That will be the final race of the regular season. Hey, thank you for the stars, Richie. Hey, good evening, Matt Moniak. Clay Kirchenbauer still trying to get that first win of the season. I do have in-car audio. Hearing him talk to his pit crew. Let's see what they're saying. Yep, they are ready to go. Pace car is in.
Here we go, green flag, boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys!
They are down and away here at Chicagoland into turn 1. Cold tires. These cars have been extraordinarily loose tonight. Especially out of turn 4 on fresh tires, things could get very interesting here in a moment. They do have it one fast repair available for tonight. One of the few races. They may need it already going 3 wide out of 4. Blakey Poo to the lead. Jeremy Edwards still holding on to second. Vic Brown coming up to third. Clay in fourth. Battling with Pieper. Kirk Marble starting to move up already into 6th place. Tyler Ott has had problems off the start, has lost a couple positions, now back in 17th. Jeremy Edwards reclaiming the lead here early. Vic Brown back into 2nd, Blake holds 3rd, Pieper in 4th, Clay Kirchenbauer in 5th. Kirk Marble in 6th, Swafford in 7th. And a side-by-side battle back behind as we've got one car down on the apron. Some of the drivers were using the apron in practice. Not a recommended move, though, here tonight. Heard Clay talking about coming up off that apron, just really upsetting the car. Jeremy Edwards don't care. He's to the bottom. Clay Kirchenbauer going up to the high line. No surprise to see Clay up riding the wall. Dustin Slover on the attack, already up 3 spots into 9th. Colby Whipple up 2 spots into 8th. That high line seems to be the preferred line here in the early going. DJ Kenner also picking up some spots early. Swafford has lost quite a few. Justin now back into 11th as the Iceman closing in. Colby Whipple now up into 7th. Dustin Slover up to 8th. Both drivers picking up multiple spots here in the early going. Swafford, meanwhile, back into the top 10 after losing a lot of ground a couple laps ago. Tyler Ott lost several positions, dropped back to 17th on the first lap, is now all the way up to 14th. Patrick Pieper on the bottom underneath Vic Brown. Pieper now to 2nd. Vic into 3rd. Clay Kirchenbauer right behind in 4th. Kirk Marble right there in 5th. Blake lost a couple of spots here in the early going. Now back in 6th and has Whipple and Slover closing in. Patrick Pieper now in 2nd, but still 3/4 of a second behind Jeremy Edwards. And right now, Jeremy is pulling away. The rest of the field's got to stop battling for a few minutes here and get in line to run down Edwards. Have a great night, Richie. Have a great vacation, buddy. Kirk Marble looked to the outside on Clay for a moment, couldn't get the run. Now Blakey Poo trying to attack, goes back to the bottom. Cody Kennedy starting to build some momentum as well. Kennedy now up into 8th. Colby Whipple still in 9th, but Swafford in 10th, starting to fight his way back. Oh, Whipple gets way loose. Colby gets some of the wall there. Slover gets by. Kennedy gets by. Down the back straightaway, Swafford gets loose on entry. Colby trying to go back to the bottom to reclaim some position, but goes to the apron. And way out of shape, coming back up. We talked about it earlier, going down to the apron could be fatal. It is really upsetting the cars out here tonight. Not to mention this setup, all the drivers were talking about the fact that it is loose in and loose off. Once they get some tire wear in it and get later in the run, it'll be interesting to see how things go. The drivers can go about 40 laps on fuel here tonight. So we'll require a minimum of 3 stops here tonight. Whipple has dropped all the way back to 10th. Another one we saw drop early, Swafford, and we saw him bobbling earlier. Swafford dropped all the way to 11th, has now fought his way back up into 8th. Clay Kirchenbauer, you know he loves these kind of tracks, this kind of race where the car is loose everywhere. He was the only driver saying the car felt tight tonight. Kirk Marble just took 3rd. Vic looks back underneath but can't get a run. Definitely, Kenny. Jeremy Edwards still in the lead, has about a second on the field. The Iceman has had a problem. DJ Kenner is on pit road. There will not be a caution. See if we can see what happened. DJ had been on the attack. Whipple in the wall out of turn 2. Oh, and DJ got loose. Looked like DJ got loose and lost connection at the same time. Patrick Pieper still holding on to 2nd, Marble in 3rd, Clay now in 4th, Vic Brown drifting back to 5th, Blake Beacon up to 6th, Cody Kennedy now up to 7th, Swafford on his comeback in 8th, Aaron Brill currently in 9th, Colby Whipple in 10th. Oh, Whipple gets the wall again. Slover comes back by. Tyler Ott, who on the first lap dropped all the way to 17th, is now up to 12th. Robert, I'll be sure to pass that along. Patrick Pieper has started reeling in the leader. Jeremy Edwards now down to 7/10 of a second. Kirk Marble in 3rd, Clay in 4th. Edmund Jones has slipped way back. Edmund's on pit road. Does look like he's got some right side damage. Maybe another victim of that loose race car. Dustin Slover currently in 10th. Colby Whipple trying to come back to the front. Whipple has ran himself up to about 6th a couple of different times, but has gotten loose. And in the process of saving the car, has gotten into the wall or had to check up and lost the positions he gains. And what about this run from Tyler Ott? Lap 1. Started in 15th, went to 17th, is now charged back up to 12th. Brian Hewitt now in 13th. That guy currently running in 14th Austin Ruskoff in 15th. Edmund Jones is back out on track, but did lose a lot of ground. Tyler Ott going by. Dustin Slover just lost a couple of spots. Looked like he was loose through 1 and 2. Drivers definitely have their hands full tonight, and if the car... Oh! Slover gets loose, Ott gets loose. Car is definitely loose, and if the driver behind can get up underneath the back bumper, the car ahead take the air off that rear spoiler, that car in front's going out. That guy has drifted back to 15th. Austin Ruskoff got by into 14th. Jeremy Edwards still out front, but Patrick Pieper is closing in. The track temps out here tonight were extremely hot. Track temperature currently 123 degrees. The track during practice was 115 degrees. The wind has come down a little bit. In practice, it was 15 to 17 miles an hour. Now, picking back up to 15. The hot track temperature and the loose cars definitely coming into play. Robert, man, you can definitely expect to hear that during the community convoy tomorrow night. We now have an objective of seeing who can make Angie groan from the dad jokes the most. Patrick Pieper has closed in on Jeremy Edwards. Kirk Marble trying to close in as well as Clay Kirchenbauer. Kirk less than a second behind the top two. Clay about 1.4 back. If you guys haven't been to our YouTube channel recently, you need to go check it out. A lot of great new content, a lot of new shorts, and all the Nowski races from this season and many seasons past. Dustin Slover is on pit road. They have 5 total sets of tires here tonight, so they can actually start pitting now and pit every 30 laps. With the tire fall off, we're seeing so far about 2 seconds a lap. Slover may be the smart one here with this strategy. However, he will come back out with cold tires, and we've seen how loose this car is on cold ones. Jason, you may get a very big surprise sometime in the next few weeks, buddy. A driver reunion race would be awesome. Jeremy Edwards, Patrick Pieper now nose to tail. Kirk Marble and Clay Kirchenbauer closing in. Vic Brown still holding 5th. Cody in 6th. Aaron Brill in 7th. Justin Swafford in 8th. Tyler Ott now in 9th, continuing to march forward. Blakey Poo is on pit road. That guy also on pit road. Looks like both of them just completed their pit stops and on the way out as Pieper looks underneath for the lead. Edwards has the high line, has the momentum, and the car does not seem to get as loose up top as it has down low. But at least for the moment, Pieper has got it under control and trying to complete that pass. That is allowing Kirk Marble to get a lot closer, as is Clay Kirchenbauer. Pieper still trying to complete the pass underneath. He has the nose ahead as they come out of 4. Dustin Slover on fresh tires now in the mix. Dustin going to get one of his laps back here. Boy, Pieper is loose out of 2. And look at the run Dustin gets into 3 on those 4 fresh Goodyears. Now he's going to get to move up to the high line and slide on by the leader. No, Pieper slides up. Now Slover should be able to complete the pass on the high side, getting one of his laps back. Jeremy Edwards managing to hold Pieper off for the moment. Now has to worry about Kirk Marble being there. Clay Kirchenbauer also about 1.8 back. Cody Kennedy has now moved into 5th, passing Vic Brown in 6th. Blake back out on fresh tires, trying to get one of his laps back, running down the leaders at the moment, as is that guy. And the leader is on pit road. Here they come. Pieper is in. Kirk Marble is in. Clay Kirchenbauer to the lead. Cody Kennedy is in. Aaron Brill is in. Brian Hewitt also coming in. And here comes Clay Kirchenbauer to pit road. Vic Brown is going to head in. Tyler Ott now heads to pit road. Swafford is going to stay out. Whipple also staying out. Swafford will lead that lap. Austin Ruskoff also staying out as drivers begin to come back out on track after first round of pit stops. Do not see any penalties on pit road as of right now. Justin Swafford is in. Colby Whipple is in. Austin stayed out and will score a lap lead. Blake will likely pull up into the lead when Ruskoff pits. Austin has to be hoping one of these guys on. Oh, Austin missed pit road. He got down too late and just couldn't get there. A lot of the drivers did pit road entry practice earlier tonight. This is a very tricky pit road to enter. I know from experience I've lost a race due to this pit road. Austin still holds the lead as he tries to get... He may be out of fuel. He gets it around. Will he make it onto pit road? Let's see if he's... Does sound like the car is still under power. As Blake Viken takes the lead for the first time tonight. Kirk Marble now in second. Jeremy Edwards on his bumper in third. Pieper now in fourth. Clay back in fifth. Hey, good evening, Steve Viken. Blakey Poo Snickerdoodle Boo Boo has an almost 3-second lead, but is on 5-lap older tires than the cars behind. 6-lap older. Blake, one of the first drivers to hit pit road, so the cars behind much fresher tires. That guy also was one of the drivers to pit earlier on and is now up to 15th, closing the gap on Austin Ruskoff in 14th. And how are you doing tonight, Steve? Jeremy Edwards, Kirk Marble battling side by side. That is going to help Blake. They won't catch up as quickly, and they will wear their tires out battling. That is allowing Patrick Pieper to get closer and Clay Kirchenbauer to get closer. Jeremy Edwards shutting the door as Kirk tried to get to the high side. Patrick Pieper back in fourth, Clay Kirchenbauer in fifth at the moment. Clay leads the points coming into tonight. And as we mentioned earlier, is the only driver locked into the playoffs. Blake's lead shrinking quickly. Jeremy Edwards is just about there. 1 lap car between them. Brian Hewitt sliding up to the high side. Let second and third get by. Patrick Pieper in fourth, also closing in. Jeremy Edwards makes a move to the high side out of turn 2. And Kirk Marble takes advantage, slips by Blake on the older tires. Not trying to defend, just hoping to get a little draft and stay with them. Vic Brown back in 6th, Aaron Brill in 7th, and Tyler Ott continues an amazing charge. He is now up into 8th, running down 7th place. Lap 1, Ott dropped all the way to 17th and has charged to the front ever since. Brian Hewitt in 15th, the first car, 1 lap down at the moment. Dustin Slover about to lose the lead lap as well. Jeremy Edwards right behind him, starting to pull a bit of a gap on Kirk Marble. Edmund Jones, who we saw on pit road extremely early, has made his way back up into 11th. Colby Whipple currently running in 10th. We saw Colby going back and forth in the top 10. He'd gain several positions, then get loose or kiss the wall, lose all of his momentum, drop back, then charge forward again, hoping to find a little more consistency on this set of tires. Patrick Pieper now back up, battling for second place with Kirk Marble. Kirk has had quite a run here tonight as well after starting in 7th up into second place. But nobody tonight has been faster than Jeremy Edwards. Interesting note here tonight. This is only the third race at Chicagoland for the Nowski Nation, and none of the active drivers out here tonight have won here. Ingrid out here cheering on Patrick Pieper in 3rd. Dustin Slover has completed his second pit stop, and no, he is in for his second pit stop early. And it looks like Slover may have had problems on pit road. Also appears that under his pit stop, Justin Swafford got a speeding penalty. That has dropped him back to 14th. Jeremy Edwards just went around Edmund Jones in 11th to put him a lap down. His next target will be Colby Whipple. Kirk Marble still holding on to second, has been able to hold Pieper behind him so far. Oh, Edmund kisses the wall right in front of Pieper. That was a close call. Vic Brown currently running in 6th, has Tyler Ott in 7th, closing the gap. Ott now up 8 spots into 7th place and is closing on Vic Brown, just about 1¼ seconds back. Blake Viken, despite the older tires, still holds on to 5th. Do expect to see him in the next 5 laps. Blake, Edmund, and that guy all three on slightly different pit strategies out here tonight. Edmund Jones pitted on lap 20. He should be coming to pit road any moment. He is about to the limit of his fuel run here. Guessing Blake is trying a strategy, changing the tires more often. It has got him into the top 5 and kept him there. That guy also trying a similar strategy to Blake, hoping he'll pick up some of these positions. And Jeremy Edwards, he is just out cruising right now. Clay Kirchenbauer losing a little bit of ground to the top 3. He is now 3 seconds behind Pieper. Clay Kirchenbauer leads the points by a significant margin, but again has not won this season. We have seen Clay have seasons like this before, gets down to the final 2 or 3 races, finally gets that win, but dominates it all season long throughout the regular season. Edmund Jones is slow. Oh, he has just completed his stop. That guy is headed in. And Blakey Poo is on pit road. Now the big concern here, these drivers will come out on much fresher and 2 seconds a lap faster tires, as we've seen. They will have a ton of speed, but also cold tires here have made these cars extremely loose tonight. We've been green flagged so far as we approach the halfway point. But the drivers on fresh tires have to be extremely careful. Blake is now off pit road. That guy on his way back out. And Edmund Jones is also out. Jeremy Edwards' lead holding at about 1.8 seconds as Patrick Pieper has moved to second over Kirk Marble. Clay Kirchenbauer still holding about 3 seconds back in fourth. Blake Viken back out on fresh tires will try and charge back through the field as the rest of the field will be coming to pit road in about 9 laps. That's going to give Blake about 9 laps, 2 seconds a lap faster. Blake has just moved back into the top 10, coming past Brian Hewitt, as it looks like Hewitt is headed to pit road. And let's take a lap with Blakey Poo in car. Remember, he's on fresh tires. Most of these cars ahead are on old. He sends it down to the bottom, heads under that guy, who also is on fresh tires, off of 4, down the front straightaway. Edmund Jones just ahead, also on fresher tires, not as fresh as what Blake has. Back down the back straightaway, looking on the high side on Slover, just a big run due to those fresher Goodyears. You can hear the tires begging for some relief as they come through the turns. Blake just fluttering the gas pedal very, very little. Jeremy Edwards still out front, Patrick Pieper in second, Kirk Marble in third. Clay Kirchenbauer in fourth has started gaining some ground on Marble, now just 2.6 seconds back. Tyler Ott has made his way to sixth place now, 2.8 seconds behind Vic Brown. You have to wonder, with the charge that Tyler Ott has had here tonight, can he make his way to the front? Remember, he started in 15th, went to 17th on the first lap, and has now charged his way to 6th place. This field does not want to have a caution. They will be in trouble if they do. Clay Kirchenbauer in fourth, still closing the gap on the top three. He's going to use the draft of Blakey Poo on those fresher tires as much as he can. Clay has three cars coming up quick that have fresher tires. He'll get a little bit of an advantage here. Edmund Jones going to come by with slightly fresher tires. Edmund way off cycle with the rest of the field. Depending on when if a caution flies, when it happens, could be very, very good or very, very bad for Edmund. Colby Whipple still holding on to ninth, has not had that car slipping around the track like we saw out of him early on, but it does appear he is not pushing nearly as hard. Cody Kennedy had a big run early on in the race into the top five, but at the moment, sitting in 8th place. Aaron Brill sitting in 7th. Aaron just having a quiet, consistent night. Having another top 10 run. And next week is the final race before the playoffs. And there is a high probability when they go to New Atlanta next week that there will be a new driver in the field. Not going to tell you what their name is, just that it is a unicorn. And we were talking about last week, the final week, or next week, the final week before playoffs. Clay Kirchenbauer leads the points by 35 points over Richie Joplin. Richie not here tonight, having to take a drop race. Kirk Marble currently running third on track, is third in points. Patrick Pieper, fourth in points, currently running second. Kirk and Patrick will make up some ground here tonight. Jeremy Root currently fifth in points with 4 wins so far this season. Root not here. Colby Whipple currently runs in currently running in ninth, is sixth in points as the leaders are in. Jeremy Edwards is in, Patrick Pieper is in, and Kirk Marble has had a problem. Coming through turns 3 and 4 for Kirk Marble. Looked like he might have made a last-minute choice to come to pit road, but what a drift. Choosing not to come to pit road so he wouldn't get a penalty for unsafe pit entry. He is going to lose a lot of ground. Moments later, his teammate Cody Kennedy also headed into pit road. Made a last-minute decision to stay out. That is going to shake up the top 10. Vic Brown currently has the lead but is headed in. Colby Whipple in second, Blakey Pooh in third. He will likely reclaim the lead here in a lap or two. Whipple to the lead. Blake in second, running him down on a different pit strategy. Jeremy Edwards, Patrick Pieper, Clay Kirchenbauer back out on track after their pit stops. And it looks like Whipple is setting up to come to pit road. He will come in. Whoa! Swafford headed in. Got low a little late there. Blake almost got him. Blake to the lead. This time, though, Blake is on 15-lap older tires than the majority of the field. Jeremy Edwards in second once again. Pieper in third. Clay holds fourth. Austin Ruskoff in fifth. He's got about 2 more laps before he'll stop. Vic Brown in sixth. Aaron Brill currently running in seventh. Tyler Ott in eighth. Kirk Marble lost a lot of ground with that pit road mistake. Now back in ninth. Colby Whipple in 10th. Edmund Jones in 11th. Cody Kennedy coming by. Cody now to 11th, but also has a lot of ground to make up after that pit road error. And Jeremy Edwards on 15 lap, fresher tires, reclaims the lead from Blake. Patrick Pieper back in second. Clay Kirchenbauer in third. The top 3 even further apart after pit stops. Austin Ruskoff is in. Austin will complete this cycle of stops. That guy also on a different pit strategy here. We'll have to see how his plays out because he has lost a little bit more ground. After the pit stop cycled through, Tyler Ott has now broken into the top 5, and he is at the moment faster than all 4 cars ahead of him. Tyler Ott is about 26.5 seconds out of the lead. But with 65 laps to go, he might have enough time First job, though, run down Clay Kirchenbauer, 15 seconds ahead. Jeremy Edwards now has a 2-second lead over Patrick Pieper. Last time by, Pieper was faster. Blake in third has those older tires. Clay Kirchenbauer back in fourth. Tyler Ott in fifth. Vic Brown in sixth. Aaron Brill holds seventh. Kirk Marble back up into eighth. Colby Whipple in ninth. Cody Kennedy in 10th. Cody practically pushing Whipple down the back straightaway. Justin Swafford currently runs in 15th in that mix. Swafford did get a penalty on pit road earlier, and that guy has had a problem. See if we can figure out. He looked a little bit loose out of two down the backstretch. Off into turn 3, and you can see the back end on these cars. Everybody has struggled with the car being loose tonight. Ryan sends it down to the apron, trying to gain a little momentum, and when he comes back up, the car is loose once again. Back down the back straightaway towards turn 3. Ryan going down to the apron every time. Now let's see what happened with Ryan out of turn 4. Drops back down to the apron, just hits the apron way too hard. Hard to the outside wall, significant damage to the car. He gets it out of the racing surface, the race stays green. Jeremy Edwards still holds a 2-second lead over Pieper. Clay Kirchenbauer has run down Blake Viken and goes by to take third. Blake to fourth. Tyler Ott in fifth, closing in. I have to agree, Tina. That's rough. Hopefully he'll get it repaired and be back out. Vic Brown all over Tyler Ott's back bumper now. Vic started in second, dropped back to about 5th in the early going, and has just hung out around 5th or 6th place. but is now starting to try and make some moves toward the front. Tyler Ott, though, has been on the attack all night long. Whoa! Little squirrely there, out of 4. Kirk Marble, who had problems in that last exchange of pit stops, is now back up into 8th. Colby Whipple in 9th. Cody Kennedy also had problems on that last pit stop, now in 10th. Edmund Jones on a completely different pit cycle sits in 11th. Austin Ruskoff has been making his way forward all night, currently in 12th. Swafford just gets the thing sideways, even with that pit road speeding penalty earlier in the race, has made his way back to 13th. Dustin Slover has been back and forth all night long. His car has definitely been a handful, currently in 14th. Brian Hewitt quietly running in 15th. That guy on pit road in 16th. And DJ the Iceman Kenner out early in 17th. And Blake Viken is back in. Remember, he is way off cycle from the rest of the field. There is a chance when it all sorts out later on in the race that Blake will come out of his final stop around lap 125 with the freshest tires on track. Clay Kirchenbauer now in 3rd, but quite a ways behind. Edmund Jones on pit road. Clay almost 10 seconds behind Pieper at the moment. Tyler Ott still holds on to 5th, but Vic Brown has come alive. He is now up to 4th and trying to run down Kirchenbauer. Now Vic is in. He cannot go the distance from here. And the drivers have to make it somewhere between 110 and 115 to be able to go the distance. Edmund Jones on his way back out. He will need at least one more stop. Blake coming back out in 10th place. Blake may not be able to pull off the win tonight with his strategy, but his strategy may actually end up paying off to hand him a top 5 finish. Jeremy Edwards still out front, 1 1/4 seconds ahead of Pieper. Pieper is closing. Clay Kirchenbauer 10.5 seconds back now. Kirk Marble in 4th, about 17 1/4 back and closing with Tyler Ott on his bumper. And you have to wonder if Kirk had not had the problem on pit road earlier, would he be up there battling for the lead? Cody Kennedy also had that problem on his last pit stop, has fought back to 8th. And closing in on Colby Whipple in 7th. Aaron Brill continues to just have a very quiet night, but running in 6th. About 2 seconds out of the top 5. Hey, good evening, Lonnie. How you been, buddy? Keeper navigating some lap traffic, and it is all bunched up right behind him, including Vic Brown, who just came out of pit road, trying to get by Dustin Slover. Now doing great, Lonnie. Austin Ruskov now back up to 11th, maybe having connection problems, and Vic back up in the top 10. Jeremy Edwards' lead is shrinking rapidly. Here comes Pieper. Hey, good evening, Brandon Newby. Jeremy's lead currently 1.1 seconds. And we should start seeing stops here in a moment. Multiple pit strategies playing out here with just under 50 laps to go, and including the strategy by Blake Veakin, which now has him up to 7th place, reeling in Aaron Brill. Hey, appreciate it, newbie. How have you been, buddy? Patrick Pieper holding about 1.1 seconds out of the lead. I don't know that I have seen this strategy Blake is running work more than about 3 times in the last 3.5 years that I've been broadcasting, but just sitting here looking at the numbers, Blake might actually have a shot at a podium finish here tonight. He's stopping 6 to 8 laps sooner than the rest of the field, getting 4 tires, being back out on those fresh tires, gaining over 2 seconds a lap. And he will be the last driver to pit. He might actually pull off a podium finish here tonight. Brandon, I could definitely imagine that, buddy, especially down there. Yep, it does appear that guy, Ryan McDaniel, has retired for the night. And I have to agree, Tina, I thought early on when he was moving up, we'd see a top 10 out of him tonight. Pieper has got a run on the leader. That gap is close to 0.7 of a second. Clay Kirchenbauer continuing to cruise in third. Kirk Marble in fourth. Tyler on in fifth is running Marble down. Aaron Brill currently in sixth is in trouble. Here comes the fresh tires of Blakey Poo. Well, Tina, that's what a good mom does. Pieper's gap down 0.9 of a second. He gained a lot of speed and a lot of time on the leader there for a bit, but suddenly lost a couple tenths of a second. Newbie, you're going to have to explain that dance moves comment to me at some point. Ryan, early on, it looked like you had a good one. The leaders are in. Jeremy Edwards, Patrick Pieper is in. Aaron Brill is in. Clay continues to stay out. Kirk Marble is still out as well. And this is when Blake will make up the most ground. Ah ha ha ha. Clay Kirchenbauer continuing to stretch it out. Colby Whipple is in. The top four have not been to pit road, nor is 7th place Cody Kennedy. And Clay Kirchenbauer is on pit road. Kirk Marble looks like, yep, he is coming in. Tyler Ott is in. Blake will go back to the lead. Blake will have to make one more pit stop sometime in the next 10 laps. Jeremy Edwards and Patrick Pieper are back out on track. Fresh tires. Clay Kirchenbauer on his way back out. And we're about to see in the next 20-something laps, about to see if Blake's strategy pays off. Edmund Jones, who has been pitting off cycle as well, is actually losing ground, now back in 12th. And Dustin Slover has been on a different strategy tonight as well, back in 13th. Will their final stops make a big difference? Look at Jeremy Edwards. Jeremy Edwards was just slinging that car everywhere. See if we can get a slightly different angle and at regular speed. Coming out of turn 4, slings it up to the wall, takes it down to the bottom all the way to the apron. Slide to the left, slide to the right, take the lead for Jeremy Edwards. Patrick Pieper still trying to reel in Jeremy Edwards. Blake holds third. Clay now back into fourth. Vic Brown has quietly made his way into the top 5. Kirk Marble in 6th. Tyler Ott actually lost a little ground on that stop. Is now back in 7th. Austin Ruskoff currently in 8th, has not been to pit road. Aaron Brill currently in 9th and Whipple in 10th. Cody Kennedy in 11th. Austin Ruskoff is in. Now, how long does Blake wait before he hits pit road to find out if this strategy is going to work? At the moment, only 5 drivers on the lead lap. Jeremy Edwards, Patrick Pieper, Blake Viken, Clay Kirchenbauer, and Vic Brown, the only cars on the lead lap. Vic Brown, Blake Viken, both need one more stop. And Blake has started blinking. Vic Brown on a very, very similar pit strategy to Blake Viken. The only difference, he has been stopping 1 or 2 laps later than Blake. Kirk Marble currently runs in 6th. Tyler Ott in 7th, closing back in. Cody Kennedy has now made his way back into the top 10 and is running down Colby Whipple. Edmund Jones is in for his final stop. Pieper is closed now to 9/10 of a second behind the leader. Dustin Slover, Edmund Jones have completed their final stops. They are headed back out. Pieper getting a lot of help on the straightaway from Kirk Marble. Kirk currently running in 6th. If he can draft with Pieper, can run down 5th place Vic Brown. Vic and Blake still have to make that final stop. They have to get in soon. They cannot wait too long. They have to have, Blake and Vic have to have enough laps left for those fresh tires to make a difference. Vic Brown is in. This will be his final stop. He will come out with the freshest tires until Blake goes in. Pieper is closed now to within 0.6 of a second of Jeremy Edwards. Vic Brown coming off pit road currently scored in 10th. Blake Viken is in for his final stop, giving up 3rd. Things this last 20 laps is gonna get really interesting. Can Vic and Blake do something with 4 fresh tires, fresher than anybody on track? Jeremy Edwards, since his last tire stop at lap 114, just 16 laps ago, is already a 1.5 a lap slower than he was on fresh tires. How much ground can Vic and Blake make? Blake comes off pit road in 9th. Colby Whipple 4 seconds ahead. Cody Kennedy 6 seconds ahead. Vic Brown comes out in 10th, about 20 seconds behind Blake. Kirk Marble is literally pushing Patrick Pieper down the straightaway. Kirk is in 4th place, 16 seconds back from Clay. His only chance of catching Clay is with Pieper, although very, very unlikely. Blake Viken now 1 second, less than a second behind Whipple. We know Blake can pick up several spots here. Vic Brown will also pick up several spots here late in the race. The question is, how far can Blake get? Can he run down Tyler Ott, who is 12.5 seconds ahead? Clay Kirchenbauer in 3rd, 32 seconds ahead. I think it is very possible for Blake to end up with a top 5. I think Vic is very possible to end up 6th or 7th. Patrick Pieper still within striking distance. Jeremy Edwards, though, has just dominated this race. Pieper has help from Kirk Marble, but will he be able to... He has caught Jeremy. Will he be able to get past him? And what a run out of Tyler Ott tonight. Tyler started in 15th. At the start of the race, dropped to 7th, has fought his way, or dropped to 17th, but fought his way up to 5th. Swafford has had a problem back behind. Coming out of 3 and 4, right behind Kirchenbauer. Wow. Just doing a little drifting through the grass. Looked like he was trying to help the groundskeeper keep the grass short. By the way, Blake Viken now to 6th, 7 seconds behind Tyler Ott. Vic Brown back in 10th is reeling in Colby Whipple, Cody Kennedy, and Aaron Brill. Vic currently 15 seconds back from Whipple, gaining over a second a lap. Patrick Pieper well within striking distance of the leader. Blake now 4.6 seconds out of 5th with Tyler Ott. Can he catch 4th place Kirk Marble? 10 laps to go. Can Jeremy Edwards hold off Patrick Pieper? Kirk Marble doing everything he can to give Pieper a hand on the straightaways, but he can push him up there to the leader, but can he push him by? And Vic Brown coming around on fresh tires will come into play as well. Blake now 3 seconds behind Tyler Ott. Whoa! Pieper got loose out of turn 2, lost some momentum. Vic Brown underneath on fresh tires, getting back around the leaders to get one of his laps back. Vic Brown coming by the leader on the high side. Jeremy Edwards has a 3/4 of a second lead on Pieper. Clay back in 3rd will have another great finish and extend his points lead here tonight. He is 19 seconds out of 2nd, but Kirk Marble 14.5 seconds back in 4th, cannot catch him. Blake Viken now 1.6 seconds back from Ott. Vic Brown is quickly reeling in Colby Whipple, who's now 9 seconds ahead. Vic almost a second a lap faster at the moment. Jeremy Edwards has put a little space, about half a second, between him and Pieper. And it looks like Kirk Marble may be having trouble staying with Pieper at this point. So Pieper lost his help on the straightaways. The question is, did Pieper save enough tire to get up there and do something? Blake Viken just half a second now behind Ott. Blake sends it back into 1 and 2. Tyler Ott up on the high side. Blake down to the bottom. And Blake gets a huge run out of 2 on those fresher tires. And when he gets down to turn 3, Blake Viken has reclaimed the top 5 spot. His strategy paid off. Newbie, don't worry. I will not tolerate any negative comments about the Longhorns from Blakey Poo. Two laps to go for Jeremy Edwards. He has led the most laps tonight. He has dominated this race. They've been able to get to him. Nobody has been able to get past him. Clay back in third will extend his points lead going into the final race of the regular season. White flag is in the air one more time around for Jeremy Edwards. Pieper giving it everything he's got back behind the lap car of Justin Swafford just ahead may come into play. Pieper 0.3 of a second back, gives it everything he can into 3. Out of turn 4, Pieper. Oh, Pieper smacks the wall. He goes through the grass. Jeremy Edwards pulls off the win at Chicago. Patrick Pieper comes home with second, and Clay Kirchenbauer will extend his points lead going into the final race of the regular season next week. Kirk Marble coming home in fourth, and Blakey Pooh's strategy somehow put him into the top 5. Let's talk to our top 3, starting with Clay. Clay, not a win, but another podium, buddy, and extending the points lead going into Atlanta.
Yeah, that was grueling right there. Jeremy and Pat ran a great race. I kept trying to stay out maybe 2 extra laps on every run, maybe just to catch a yellow, because I've had so much terrible luck with that all season. I figured it has to turn around for me at some point, and it did not. So I feel like those 2 were the best cars, but maybe if we got a yellow, I would have had something for them. But yeah, just, another podium. Ho-hum.
Most of us would be happy with that, I gotta tell you. I do have to say, I really thought tonight was going to be your night. This track, this setup, watching in practice, everybody loose all over the place. You were the only one complaining the top car was tight, and you just had it pegged.
Yeah, it was a little tight entering, which I think kind of hurt. I love to run the wall, and I just had to lift so much getting into one, and it just made it pretty tough. So I got, the last 2 runs there, I was matching lap times with those leaders. I didn't have anything for them, like the first 5 or 6 laps of the run. So, like I said, maybe with the yellow, I would have been able to have something for them, but I just kind of was in the bed I made there with the pit strategy.
Well, great job. A great season so far. Congrats, buddy.
Appreciate it. Shout out to Penn Emery, who sponsors my go-kart and therefore my iRacing car tonight. So, thanks.
Great job, bud. Patrick Pieper comes home in second. Patrick, that was definitely full send on that final lap.
I was getting on his bumper there, and I knew that Justin was in front of him. I didn't think that Justin was going to try and get in his way at all, and so I just knew that I was going to have to just absolutely just try and just freaking nail it for the 4th turn. But I mean, it was hard because Jeremy was perfect all night. The only times I felt like I was really catching him was on the end of the runs and then also coming into pit road.
I have to ask the obvious question. How much money did you pay Kirk to push you around the track for a while?
Dude, Kirk and Austin, I owe them both a beer because they were like this before the last pit stop. Austin was kind of giving me, not really like pushing me like Kirk was, because Kirk was like, he was like, it was like a super speedway type bump.
Yes,
but
it was.
they were both helping me out quite a bit to try and get to, like I said, to try and get to Jeremy. But it was because I knew it was going to be really hard on my own because Jeremy was just, like I said, he was lights out tonight. He ran a great race.
Well, man, great job tonight. A great finish. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. I just want to give a shout to my mom if she's watching.
I hope she's doing better, buddy.
Yeah, she is. Thank you, Doug.
And finally, our winner, Jeremy, buddy, congratulations. It speaks volumes that not only do you dominate this race, but Pieper had people literally pushing him around the track and couldn't get you.
Yeah, this track actually worked really well for me because the only time I used the brakes was in the pit lane, and in that I had surgery on my left foot, I'm not used to right foot braking, so races before were kind of hard for me to kind of get used to. So this one was pretty easy for me as far as the throttle and the brake goes.
Definitely a great job, and man, it was just, even on the last couple laps, Pieper just could not close that gap single-handedly, and it was just such an impressive and dominant win. Did I have to ask, because it looked like you were just cruising the last 10 laps. It didn't look like you were even pushing to your limit.
No, I've been learning some stuff from Root. He's been teaching me just kind of to roll the bottom and not use up your stuff that much. And so I got a little bit of a lead on Piper there and just kind of didn't really manage the gap because I seen Kirk pushing him and he was making time. Piper was good at saving his stuff too, and he was closing on me. I think he would have probably been on my bumper had that lap car not passed him there with, I think, 5 to go. Kind of cost him a little bit of time. But yeah, this one, just been listening to what Root's been telling me and just rolling the bottom, and worked out pretty well.
It definitely did, man. Congratulations. That was an awesome win. Awesome win, buddy.
I appreciate it.
And I do have one interview. Let's see if he's available, because I have to ask the question. Blakey Poo, Snickerdoodle Boo Boo. I don't normally pull folks down, but this is a little bit different for 2 reasons. Number one, there's rumors in the comments that you have been talking crap about the Longhorns.
Those are lies. Brandon's an idiot.
I'm just saying, I better not catch you, or, I will talk a bunch of crap during the broadcast. Now, I have to ask, did you practice that strategy coming into tonight?
I did not. It all started with my car was getting way too tight that first run. So I figured, why not try something different?
No plan on doing it, you just did it, and it worked that well.
Yes, sir.
I've been doing this 3.5 years. I've only seen that short pit strategy and doing the extra pit stop work. Today was the 4th time I've seen it happen. So great job and a great comeback for 5th, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Blakey Poo comes home in 5th. What a race. Next week we are at New Atlanta. That is definitely going to be a lot of fun, and rumor has it that race might have a unicorn in it. We will see you tomorrow night at 7 Eastern for Home Motorsports, and immediately following that, the HTSAI Community Convoy. A lot of fun stuff coming. Make sure you're following on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did. Have a great night, everybody.